Jean-Paul Sartre, 1905–1980, was a French philosopher, playwright, novelist, and critic, most widely known as one of the leading figures in 20th-century existentialist thought. Born in Paris, he was a prolific writer, and his work includes the seminal philosophical tome Being and Nothingness, where he developed his existentialist philosophy. Sartre's main philosophical positions revolve around individual freedom, the absence of a predetermined essence in humans, and the consequent responsibility each person has to define their own existence through choices and actions. A central idea in Sartre's existentialism is that existence precedes essence, meaning that individuals exist first and then create their own essence through living. He also delved into the concept of bad faith, a form of self-deception where people avoid acknowledging their freedom and responsibility. His existentialist perspective extended to political realms, where he wrote on issues of social freedom, oppression, and the complexity of human relations. Despite being awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1964, Sartre declined it, stating that he consistently refused official distinctions and did not want to be transformed by such an award. Sartre's influence extended beyond philosophy to literature, politics, and social theory. Existential Dialogues, Unveiling Freedom with Jean-Paul Sartre.
Monsieur Sartre, your assertion that existence precedes essence marks a major departure from traditional metaphysical views. Could you elaborate on how this impacts our understanding of human freedom and responsibility?
Certainly. To say existence precedes essence is to claim that humans first exist, encounter themselves, and only then define their essence. This means that we are not born with predetermined purposes. Rather, we are free to choose and craft our own essence through our actions. This understanding places a tremendous amount of responsibility on individuals, for it implies that we are entirely responsible for who we become. Our choices and actions are what give our life meaning, and as I have written, man is condemned to be free, because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. Thus, human freedom is not a comfortable gift but a challenging burden, as it comes with the weight of the entire world's choices and the shaping of our essence.
Indeed, it's a profound responsibility. Building on that, how would you address the anxiety that often accompanies this boundless freedom? Isn't there a paradox in the freedom that both liberates and alienates us?
The anxiety you refer to is what I have called existential angst, a feeling arising from the realization of our complete freedom and the weight of our consequent responsibility. It is the recognition that with every choice we make, we are shaping not only our own existence but also defining humanity. However, this angst is not without its purpose. It serves as a constant reminder of our freedom and propels us toward authenticity. Although it may be uncomfortable, this anxiety can be seen as a catalyst for personal growth. The paradox of freedom that simultaneously liberates and alienates us is intrinsic to the human condition. As I have noted, the more subjective you are, the more objective will be the world confronting you. Thus, by embracing our subjective experiences and exercising our freedom, we give structure and meaning to the world.
In your view, does the angst that propels us towards authenticity ever find resolution, or is it an ongoing struggle throughout one's life? And how does the concept of bad faith relate to this aspect of your philosophy?
Existential angst is an ongoing aspect of the human condition and does not find a permanent resolution because the freedom that gives rise to it is always with us. The struggle for authenticity is thus a continuous process. Each moment calls for us to make choices that reaffirm or redefine who we are. Bad faith, or mauvaise foi, is the act of deceiving oneself to escape the anguish of freedom. It is a kind of self-denial. As I wrote, bad faith does not hold the norms and criteria within itself. It borrows them from the serious world. By pretending that our essence is fixed or that we are bound by external determinants, we avoid the responsibility of freedom. Authenticity, then, requires acknowledging and embracing angst as a part of our being. It involves making choices with awareness of this existential condition, consciously shaping our essence, and accepting the responsibility that comes with our freedom.
Your concept of bad faith seems to suggest that self-deception is a common human practice to avoid uncomfortable truths. Could you explain if and how societal structures, such as cultural norms or political systems, might contribute to fostering bad faith among individuals?
Societal structures indeed have a profound influence on the prevalence of bad faith. Cultural norms, political systems, and social roles often impose external definitions of what individuals should be or do. This external pressure can lead individuals to adopt prescribed identities without question, thus entering a state of bad faith. As I remarked, Every existing social institution is an attempt to escape the responsibility of freedom. These structures can create an illusion of essence that precedes existence, which is the antithesis of my philosophy. They encourage the evasion of personal responsibility by promoting conformity and uniformity, rather than acknowledging the inherent freedom and individuality of each person. Therefore, part of the struggle for authenticity involves a critical examination of these societal impositions and a determination to define oneself apart from them, always cognizant of the freedom and responsibility that define the human condition.
This necessity for critical examination raises an interesting question. How do you regard the role of individual rebellion or dissent in the face of societal pressures that encourage bad faith? Is such dissent essential for the pursuit of authenticity?
Individual rebellion or dissent can indeed be essential in the pursuit of authenticity. It is through questioning, challenging, and sometimes rejecting societal pressures that individuals exercise their freedom and create their own essence. To live authentically is to act in accordance with one's own freedom and responsibility, rather than conforming to roles defined by others. In this sense, dissent is not simply opposition for its own sake but an affirmation of one's freedom and an assertion of one's capacity to define oneself. As I have said, freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. In this light, rebellion against societal constraints becomes an expression of freedom, a way of reshaping the self that has been formed in interaction with the world. However, this rebellion should be conscious and reflective, not reactive, embodying a genuine commitment to live authentically despite, and perhaps in resistance to, pervasive societal norms.
Your emphasis on conscious rebellion leads to an intriguing consideration of collective action. In your opinion, can a group or social movement engage in an authentic collective project without compromising the individual's pursuit of authenticity? How can individuals within these movements navigate the tension between collective goals and personal freedom?
Collective action and the pursuit of individual authenticity are not necessarily mutually exclusive. In fact, individuals can find authentic expression within a group if a collective project aligns with their personal values and if they remain conscious of their freedom and reasons for participation. A social movement can be a manifestation of the shared recognition of individual freedoms and responsibilities, as long as individuals remain reflective and deliberate about their engagement with the group's goals, meaning that they do not passively acquiesce to the movement's ideology or actions. They can actively contribute without falling into bad faith. The key is for individuals to maintain a critical perspective and a sense of personal agency. As I emphasized, participating in a group requires vigilance to ensure that one's commitment is based on genuine choices rather than uncritical assimilation. Each member must keep asking, am I acting in accordance with my own authentic project, and does this collective endeavor respect my individual freedom and that of others?